Hello, everyone. The word of encouragement is I want you to have limitless faith. The scripture reading is Matthew 9:29. Jesus put his hands over their eyes and said, "You will have what your faith expects." Whoa, y'all. That right there is powerful all in itself. Do you put limits on your faith? You know that I am limitless in my ability. The place where your faith ends isn't a reflection of what is true and possible. Nothing is impossible for me, whether you choose to believe it or not. If you are able to believe that my love is enough to save your soul, why do you stop there? I care about your day-to-day life. If my power is enough to defeat sin and raise my son from the dead, surely I can help you with the burden you carry today. Lack of faith will only hinder you, so I have invited you to grow in your faith and believe that anything, absolutely anything, is possible with me. It's risky and scary to put your faith out there because you may wonder how you'll feel if I don't answer the way you want or in your timing. But, beloved, you have placed your life in my hands. I know how to care for you. I haven't asked you to force my hand. I've only asked you to believe in my love and fully and absolutely trust me. Take the risk of limitless faith. I am with you every step of the way. This right here tells me that to the level of which we believe, our faith will meet that expectation. Whatever we're believing for, the expectation of our faith will rise to meet it. So without the belief of a thing, without the expectancy of a thing, faith will not carry that thing. That right there is so real to me because faith is one of those words that I believe is used very commonly, but I don't think it's a proper understanding of exactly what faith is. The Bible tells us in Hebrew that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. There is a level of expectancy that we have to believe on, according to the things that are unseen, that God is going to provide those things to us in which we can see. But it is the trust in God that we have, the belief in God that we have the expectancy that He is going to do what we're needing Him to do, whether we can see it or not, because we believe in the character of God. When we believe in the character of God, we believe in the attributes of God, we are now putting our trust in something that we actually can see because it has already been made real in our lives. Because we know God on a personal level, because we have intimacy with God, we're not serving someone who is unknown to us. We're not serving a stranger. We're serving someone who is very real and very present in our lives. That makes it known. Our faith makes God's existence even more real to us because we know of His character, because we know that we have with Him, we now have an expectancy of God that we know to be true because of how He demonstrated Himself in our lives. That right there is key, because I truly believe that the times that we lack faith the most is during the times we haven't experienced God on the level to which we're expecting Him to do. It's like every time we go deeper into our relationship with God, every time we learn something new about God, now we have the ability to have an expectancy for Him to show Himself in that way, because now we have learned Him on a new level. So as we're learning the new level, I believe it is through those periods of time that our faith is just like, I don't know where to place my faith because I haven't seen God at this level yet. But because I know what He did then, I know what He's doing now, I'm trusting and believing that God is going to provide for me. He's going to make the reality of what I cannot see, make it a reality to me, because I know for sure that I'm going to grow my relationship with Him. So as I grow my relationship with Him, my view of Him changes. My expectancy of Him changes. Therefore, my faith increases. So faith is produced out of relationship with God, because it now turns it into expecting God to perform something that we don't know, to God performing something through His character. when we can put our faith in God's character, no matter what the unknown is, we know who He is. And because we know who He is, there is nothing He cannot do. So we turn it to, God, I have faith in you, not what I'm expecting you to do, because of who you are, you're already going to do it anyway. That is a game changer, y'all. I think the more we wrap our minds around that, the more we build our relationship with God, the stronger our faith will be, because we're not expecting something from a stranger. We're expecting something from a God that we know personally. And because we know Him personally, because I know who you are and who you are in my life, who you have been, and even who I know you to become, my love for you grows. My faith for you grows. My expectancy from me grows. And my expectancy from you grows. Even when you think about naturally in relationships, you start off knowing attributes about a person. As you expand your level of knowledge about a person, you now expect more from that person because you know more about that person. Although there is still levels to that person that you don't know, you still have an expectancy and a hope and an expectation that you're going to learn that person further. So you don't put your faith in what they can do. You put your faith in the person that you're learning, because you already know that as I learn more about them, as I come into more revelation of them, there's going to be now new levels of expectancy that I can gain from them. Not in like a using way, but in the fact that because I know you better, I now have a deeper level of understanding towards you, that now there's a different level of expectancy there. I expect to know you deeper because I'm learning of you deeper. I expect to gain more from you because I am giving more of my time to learn that from you, to learn that of you. And so when you compare natural to spiritual, God is the same way. The more that we learn of Him, the more we become into knowledge of Him, the more expectancy that we have in knowing Him. God is not that stranger, this being that is not obtainable to us. He is very real to us, very present in our lives. So because I know Him, I already know what He can do, because I've seen Him work in someone else's life. I may not know Him at that level, but I've seen Him at that level through someone else. I now have an expectancy that He can do the same for me. And whether that's, Lord, show me more of who you are. Okay, if you show that person more of who you are through signs and wonders, or even through quiet times of devotion, because you've shown that person different levels of you, and if I'm yearning for that, and I'm putting myself in position to gain that, because I know you did it for them, I know you can do it for me. So my faith grows from expectancy because I know who God is and know who He could be for me, because He was even that person for someone else. So I hope that this word of encouragement, it really causes you to seek God in prayer and ask God to remove the blinders, if there are any blinders, anything that's distracting you from being able to know God more clearly, anything that's coming against you establishing a stronger foundation with God. Because the more you know Him, the more your faith grows, and the more expectancy that you have of Him and that He has of you. And therefore you have purpose, because we were all designed with a God-given purpose. And another reason why our faith is shaken a lot is because we are spiritual beings. We know the feeling of when we're not utilizing the fullness of our potential. Without connection with God, how do you know your God-given purpose without that connection? Those are two major factors in building your faith. You build your faith in knowing God, and you're building your faith by living out God-ordained purpose that God has placed on your life. Allow your faith to become limitless, because you're allowing your relationship with God to be limitless. And you're going to continue to seek God, seek after God to the best of your ability to be able to know Him, and also to walk out your divine purpose in life. Have a blessed day.